What's good, YouTube? Welcome to another replay match, and this was a very close and very good battle I had against Baker's Man. And I think you guys know the team already. It's I got 2,100 score on the ladder, I think, and it's it was pretty good, but nowadays a lot of things have changed, and since I don't have especially offensive Pokemon on this team, it's not going to be as good as it used to be. But let's just hop right into the battle. Alright, so I'm gonna lead off with my Kangaskhan, predicting him to lead off with Breloom, because Breloom is like the standard lead, and Fake Out does counter that pretty well. I don't do Mega Evolve, fearing that he just switch in Ferrothorn or Gengar, and he does switch in Ferrothorn with the Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet. Does a hell of a lot of recoil damage to me. I just go into my Gliscor just because I can then taunt the Ferrothorn, which basically almost makes it useless, but as you guys can see, I can deal a lot of damage as well. I end up taunting the Gengar right here because he switches out. Now that means that he cannot sub or or disable or whatever he wants to do, which means that basically my Kangaskhan is a pretty good check against it. I decided to switch into Roland Wash just because it was my most bulkiest, especially offensive Pokemon, like especially offensive wise. But as you can see, Sludge Bomb does clean 3-hit KO, almost 2-hit KOs, and I just wanted to get some damage off with the Hydro Pump just so I can retaliate back with Mega Kangaskhan or Scizor in this case. And right here I'm gonna switch out into Scizor. He predicts it very nicely and goes for a Shadow Ball. Now, thinking that he wouldn't go for another Shadow Ball, fearing the Bulk Punch, I went for the Roost, but as you can see, he just out-predicted me and outplayed me and went for another Shadow Ball. So in the beginning it's not looking very good for me. I already lost my life for Scizor, and his Gengar is a very huge threat to my team. But now realizing that probably Kangaskhan can deal very well with Gengar, I switch that in. As he just switches in Ferrothorn, I predict that, go for double and into my Gengar, because at this point I have to make some plays because I'm kind of falling back, and he's just outplaying me in the beginning of this game. And right here just want to get some damage off of Ferrothorn because I don't have a fire move on my team, so I sack my Gengar as well. It's not looking good for me at all. In turn 10 it's already 6-4 to him. So right here I switch into my Breloom, since that's a Pokemon that can hurt Ferrothorn the most. I get a crit on the Mach Punch. I already say GG in turn 11 because I was like thinking that there's no possibility of me winning this game. Fortunately I live, so I can just Mach Punch the Ferrothorn and it's a 2 double down. It's still, I still only have 3 Pokemon left and he has 5, so it's still looking very bad for me. In my mindset I was already thinking that I lost, but right here it's the same matchup as before. He has the Breloom and I have the Kangaskhan. I still don't Mega Evolve. It turns out that he is Sub Punch, the standard 4th gen Breloom, which is a bit dangerous, but the thing is that Gliscor completely walls that. But on the other side I don't have anything to touch it with Gliscor because I have Earthquake, and it cannot be toxic, so I just went for the taunt right here so he cannot set up any more subs. He just goes standard for the focus punches right here. It doesn't do a lot. My 2 of my Earthquakes finally break the sub, but this is like Breloom is like temporarily a very huge threat, because as you can see my Rotom is only at 1% of its health, and Mach Punch is just easily gonna kill this. So I somehow have to find a way to deal with Breloom. Luckily for me though, he switches out right here, even though I couldn't do anything against it. He switches into Gengar, I bring my Rotom W, and now I just have to sack my Rotom W to this Gengar. I can then though bring in my Mega Kangaskhan and just hope that I can somehow manage to outplay and win the game, but it's very not looking good. It's not looking good for me at all. I just I didn't Mega Evolve once again just because I was fearing the fact that that he could stay in, and he paralyzes my Kangaskhan, which comes in handy later on, as you will see. I just keep on going for my normal Kangaskhan, you can say, because I'm just fearing all the time that he's gonna switch in his Gengar. But it doesn't happen, and he gets off a Seismic Toss and a Paralyze on me, so he can just bring in his Breloom, basically Mach Punch me, but I live because Kangaskhan is so strong and I can just clean knock it out with a return, one return. Right here I just go for the Sucker Punch. He probably predicted me to switch out or something, and I just went for a Sludge Bomb or Shadow Ball. And now suddenly it's looking very good for me because he Encores me now into Sucker Punch, but that really ain't a problem. He brings in his Charizard, and I wasn't really sure if it was Mega Charizard Y or X, because if it was Mega Charizard Y, I would have lost, but then he shows me the Dragon Dance, and that clearly confirms that he's Mega Charizard X. That makes it way easier to deal with because my Gliscor can hit with super effective damage with the Earthquake, and plus Gliscor is a physical tank, so he can basically eat up Dragon Claw left and right and just knock out this Charizard. Now it's down to 2-on-1. My game plan, basically the only thing that I could have done I could do is break his Sash, because he only has Psyshock as his stab move, which means that Gliscor can live one, and I don't have Protect on this Gliscor, unfortunately. Otherwise I could have maybe won the battle easier. It all comes down to whether I get paralyzed or not, and I do get paralyzed on the Fake Out, which means that he just can knock me out with a Psyshock. That is a very close game in his favor. 1-0 victory. Good game to Baker's Man, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this very narrow and good battle, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this. So see you guys later next time.